We're back up now.
Okay. All right, we are back. I am back. Or are we on difficulty screen?
No, we're good.
We're here.
Yeah.
It's okay, guys. I only put in ones that we already know while you were gone, but I have found a weird one that we must figure out what it is. Where'd he go? All right. This one here looks like an angry mushroom mixed with a dinosaur, maybe. So, angry mushroom dinosaur. Such a grumpy little face. We shall see what he is. Alright. Get him locked away in his Pokeball. Shove that into its place. Okay. Alright. Zulu, I still do not have visuals. Just so you are aware. Ooh. We have a little cactus man. He looks very spiky. He looks kind of mean. There we go. I have visuals now. Thank you. So yeah, we have... Yes, we had an angry mushroom, and now we have a little cactus man. Maybe a little succulent man. So much dropped powder. So much today. Okay. So much dropped powder today. It's just one of those days, I suppose. And I do feel like my mold is beginning to warp a little bit. No, it's definitely not that one. That one looks like a patty pan squash. Does that one have any evolutions? This one, maybe it looked like a shield on its head. Was more that traditional like shiitake mushroom, brown head, flat and broad, with a kind of cream colored body. Now the colors aren't always super accurate on these. They're a little more abstract, but oh, we found another one that's too soft. So we'll put this guy, little grass dragon of some sort, put him off to the side. Let's see. Ooh, you're a strange little creature. So, this is a frog. This is clearly a frog that has some penis problems and a second penis on his head, if that is what it is. He has a very nice little face. Good little frog eye and smile. Seal him and his genital problems away. Oh, it's a polytoad? Polytoad? Like a politics toad? Is it Anthony Weiner? Who has the most wonderfully ironic scandal in history? Well, scandal name combo. Oh yeah, that's definitely him. He's cute. Looks much less like a weird penis in that photo. But you know what? If you have a weird penis, you should not be ashamed of it. It's who you are. Yeah, it's just a mark on his belly. But on the little figure, it is raised. So it is like an impression that was made. So it looks more like a thing. Are we firm enough? We are firm enough. All right. We have some sort of fire guy with shoulder pads. You are infinitely streaming our infinite stream. Infinite stream. Bill would approve. Okay. You are getting in on my creative process, and that's not leaking into stream. Your creative process can leak into stream. That's fine. Come on. Come out. I know you're caked in bath bomb powder. Oh no. Are you stuck? Haha, no you're not. Okay. All the moisture is making it clumpy and it's clumping up on the sides of my mold, and I'm having trouble getting it through. So I'm going to scrape it down this time. What happens if they're too squishy? Why don't you use them in the bath bombs? So when they're too squishy, such as, well, of course I grab a green one as you do the background. When they're too squishy, we have ones like these wings that when I put pressure on them, they bend. And so when I press the bath bomb, they bend down. But when the pressure comes off, they slowly start to press back out and they break my bath bomb. And that can happen hours later. And so I've had it a few times where I thought I was doing a really successful bath bomb pressing, and then I come back in the morning and like half of them are all cracked open because the thing that I put inside returned to its original shape or size. So now I squish everything, and if it gives more than just a little bit, then it's not going in my bath bomb. Or I have to be really gentle with it. So stuff like this one where it's really flimsy, you can see that there's just no resistance there. It's not going to work. Whereas, he's a bad example. Whereas you have the legs on this guy, and I can squeeze them, but they're not really going anywhere. They're moving a little bit, but not much. So that's about what I'm looking for by way of that. And same with his little antenna. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm digging through these, because of their different shapes. Now, if they're just a tiny little thing like these little antenna on Dragonite here, those are not going to make a difference. Those are not going to push the whole bath bomb out, but these big wings and bigger pieces will. And as you sit here with me, you see that we sit here and do this for hours. And so to wake up the next morning and find that all of your hard work has literally just shattered is not fun. So I have learned what density of objects I can use over the last couple of years due to many heartbreaks. And so that's why we do it now. Ooh! We got a Charmander. He's got a very long tail on him. But the tail is firm, so he's going in. We get lots of requests for the original starters, so anytime I find them, I try and throw a couple in. Crying in the corner. Yeah, there's nothing worse than like waking up in the morning, being really excited to start the day, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna peek at all the work I did last night, and you go in there and they're all destroyed, and then you can't do anything about it because they're all dry and you can't re-moisten the mixture, and so it's just done, and then you have to sit with that all day being like, wow, everything failed. But then you get the cathartic moments when you grind them into dust and shove them in bottles. So the product's not quite going to waste. Ah! It snapped. Are you gonna go back together for me? Did I press you too hard? Give me a rip, Zulu. Let's see if it's salvageable. Went back together pretty readily, but we'll see if it stays. There are lots of factors to whether or not bath bombs will stay in shape, and some of them are like completely out of your control, such as weather, pressure that you might not even notice from something, and it can be a big variable factor. So any variable you can control, such as something going inside the bath bomb having the right tension strength, I guess you could say, it makes a big difference. Seeing how much I have left here. Tensile strength, I guess that is the term indeed. All right. Let's see who have we got next. Who have we got? I've already done a couple Pikachus. Oh, I've got this one. This is the one that Team Rocket adopts later on. It's like Wailmer or something like that. It's a weird little like question mark or exclamation point looking blob with a tail. Yeah, I think we've done Wailmer before. And I think we've done a couple of his evolutions, in fact. I'm not running out of red. Stop acting like I am. I just can't seem to find it in the bowl. Alright. After I place this one, we're going to count and see where we are. It's Wombuffet? Huh. Again, weird names, man. Weird names. Alright. Let's see, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Really? Did I count wrong? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23! Interesting. I'm getting better at portioning these out. Ah, yes. Wobblefay. He's cute. He's got the little tail. He seems very excited for everything in the bits of the anime that I have seen. Alright, but we are getting down towards the end, so we're going to have a whole lot more. I have started trying to make these a little thinner. I used to have a wide Saturn ring on them, and that would make it easy to paint, but they would all look a little egg-shaped, and by cutting it down a little bit, it's stretching out the powder for sure. I'm also pressing a little looser, so it's taking up more space. But it's giving me a more round shape so that I can just paint over where the Saturn ring would have been. No, I cheated. I know that one, and I looked. I didn't look at this one. This is another little mouse creature with a big fluffy tail. Yeah. Cute little face. I think if I played Pokemon nowadays, with some of the more modern ones, which is a possibility, you never know. I would consider Pokemon like borderline cozy game nowadays. But I would probably just collect all of the cutest Pokemon I can and then like level them up to be as dangerous as they can be, because I think that'd be fun. Yes, that's definitely him. That's Minccino? Oh, that's super cute. Minccino. I like it. Yeah. I still kind of want Pokemon Snap, even though it's definitely not worth $60. I'm hoping that like, at some point they'll maybe put it in a bundle, and then it might be worth it. But that's not super likely. So I will continue to just reminisce of the times sitting way too late in my friend's bedroom playing Pokemon Snap on silent so that her parents wouldn't know that we're still awake. Ah! This one cracked too. I knew it. As we're getting towards the end here, they're getting a little more fragile. But that's okay. They're sitting back on top of each other nicely, so that's nice. I feel like it said 28 times the last couple of times that it's broken. I might be going crazy. Okay. Well, you can just tack a couple on there for sure. We're definitely closer to 30 than we are 28. I guess so. All right. We've done that one before. We're getting towards the end. Let's do something we don't know. Like this pink squirrely, who already has bath bomb powder on her. So I think we've tried to put you in something before, but we'll see. So this little white squirrel with big fluffy curly tail, like more tail than squirrel, with yellow cheeks. Big fluffy tail. That's the best part of squirrels, even though some squirrels are evil. My mom has evil squirrels. They torment her dog. Her poor dog. Yeah! That's him! Pachirisu. Cute! Yeah, definitely. It's a little Patchy. Oh, maybe I should break this bath bomb and keep him for myself and add him to my Patchy collection. Now that makes me curious. I'm sure I've looked it up in the past what if Patchy itself means anything. But those are exercises for another day. I think I have one bath bomb worth of powder left. Ah! This one broke too. So yeah, my powder is definitely getting to the point where it doesn't quite want to behave anymore. So we'll make one more and go from there. Yeah, I will not have enough for a full other one. But this white's also getting pretty dry. That's one of the reasons why when we do have technical difficulties, I don't stop making the bath bombs. I can stop sometimes with soap, but bath bombs, I have to keep going. This is that little mouse. I think this is Meryl. With a little zigzag tail, bump, and pink ears. Yeah, come on. That's it, Meryl. I remember Meryl having a annoyingly cute voice. Like exactly what you would imagine Minnie Mouse on Helium. Even though Minnie Mouse already has a very high-pitched voice. That is the end of my red. So yes, this is our last bomb. Then we'll take a moment to reset and come in with some painting. We're going to try painting a little bit differently today because we're working with red, or we need to be working with red. And that gives us some limitations. Haha! The last one worked. We'll get that out of our way. We can mix this with some of our color from the other day to turn it into potion bombs, which we need more of. So total, a lot of red specks near the end, but that's okay. Total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26! 26 is a fantastic number. 20 is always our goal. 3 of them looked iffy if they're going to last. 2 of them I'm looking at right now seem to have developed a further crack, so I'm not confident they're going to survive. But still, anything over 20 is what we're aiming for. So I am going to move these into the dry room. I'm going to bring out our painting for today, and then we'll go from there. All right. Zulu, I know we lost everything, but do we need an ad break? I don't think we do. No ads right now. Of course not. Of course not. Okay. I shall be back in a moment. And we'll keep on going on this journey. So we got all of our Pokeballs here. So many Pokeballs. So heavy Pokeballs. Okay, we have bath bombs. Now let's make a little space so that we can actually do something with these. Go on. All right. Clean up our mat here. Come on. There we go. Much cleaner. Little slidey, but we shall survive. Okay. Then out of the kitchen, please. Out. All right. So we are painting stars and mushrooms today. For that, we're going to need some colors. And conveniently, I found my tiny scoops again. Oh, that's just fire. That's just sand. That is a stack of bowls in my way, so I can't see anything because I didn't think that through fully. There's that. Rubbing alcohol and paintbrushes. These ones should do. All right. So, because of the nature of our mushrooms here, I need to use a color that is lip safe. Safe for eyes and externally used, not for bath. Why is that in the bath section? I know I have one, but it might not be in this box. Blues and greens can be hard. Fine. I will paint with lakes. That will be fine because I have lots of lakes. So lakes are what I use to color the bath bomb itself. So this way it'll match really well. Where's my white though? Okay. Here's our colors. Oh, lovely. We have fixed the problem. I am glad we have fixed the problem. Okay. Let's start with black because black needs to hydrate the longest. Luckily, I don't need a whole lot of black. Oop, got some bath bomb powder in there. Tiny scoops. All right, we have our black now. Go ahead and start hydrating that. Clean up the black that I spilled because it will go everywhere. So colorful, so pigmented. Going from black, the next obvious choice is to then do our white. A fresh jar of our pure white. We're going to move that over just a couple, just because it doesn't get along with the black. So I don't use white mica in soap because the natural color of the soap usually overpowers it. That's why we use titanium dioxide. But for painting, titanium dioxide takes on the color of whatever's underneath it. So we use a mica, which has its own particulate and is able to be used on top of colors without too much bleed through. You're still going to get some, but it's definitely not as much as you would get if you use titanium dioxide. Now we have our FDA batch certified green. We're going to fill this up because I do not know how this is going to do. So this is an oil soluble color. It can dissolve in alcohol, but it does better in oil. But painting with oil is not really an option for these. So we're going to try it this way. And then, same reason, reds are not always lip safe. In small quantities, they're okay, but we're doing a much larger paint today. So we're going for it. Okay. Yeah, there are specific reds that are lip safe, but they're not always good with the chemicals that go into bath bombs and stuff. They're not as stable. They're more stable in oils and butters and stuff, which is what you use to color. Oh my god, my brain. It's what you would use to do for lipsticks or other like more traditional lip cosmetics. This is just absorbing that alcohol up. That's okay. All right, pulling up my reference for the Mario Star's eyes. Yes. I always forget if he has a mouth or not, but he does not. So, I have my excess mushrooms. And they're gonna go this way because I have so many bath bombs right now that I'm running out of trays, which is a good problem to have. Don't get me wrong. That will keep me busy for a while. But on the other hand, I'm running out of trays. So, we are sharing trays today. And my dusting brush to dust all of the brushy. Okay. Brush off all the excess. This one's got a little unevenness, so I'm just going to use this to kind of almost sand it flat so it's not as obviously disformed. Then you're going to get a big spritz of glitter because it is a gold star after all. And then we're going to rotate this because this is what I need for this one. We're going to mix up our black here. I don't want that ugly one to be the point. Okay. Much concentration on the first one. Oh, I didn't get out a tiny cup for rinsing. That's okay. We're gonna be very brave and rinse in the center. This is highlights at the top. Okay. So we want this a little thick. And give them a little highlight at the top. And there we have a little Mario star. His eyes are a little further north than I think they should be. But that's okay, because we get to do it again 15 more times. Lots of glitter. Black paintbrush. And we're going to bring the eyes down a little bit more. Yeah, I like that better. And then our white highlight. Beautiful. So shiny and glittery. Look at him just sparkle. So shiny. It looks like a filter almost, but I promise that's how shiny he is in real life. Just glittering gold. All right. Get some more eyes on our little Mario stars here. Hey Zulu, last time we talked about maybe switching over to the art or painting category while I'm painting. Be a good time to, if you want. Already done. I don't know. You're just amazing. So much painting, so much little detail. Being 2 steps ahead. That is why we are a team. I do the painty, you do the clicky. And you're so good at it. So shiny. Get some more gold in here. I think this spritzer may need to be refilled shortly. Are you all right? You made a noise. Just look at the spray on the thing. There's so much. I said spray it. That indeed you did. And these get sprayed so much. So shiny. I'm going to turn it into a soundbite. Probably a good idea. Because we love our fairy dusters here. And all of the spritzy sprays that they do. So sparkly. Such a simple little paint, but I find that the simple paint jobs really make the biggest difference. Like, Kirby is adorable, but he's an intense paint job, and I think you get just as much cuteness out of these little eyeballs as you do the whole big Kirby. But they're such distinctly shaped eyeballs. Must take care. Must try to make them even as best I can. A stencil would probably be nice, but we don't have one, so we're not going to use one. Plus, free-handed, every piece is unique, every piece is special, verified, handmade. Spritzy spritz. Ah, white brush cannot go in the black. Black brush in the black. Probably need to film some more bath bomb demos with some of these fun ones that we've been doing lately. We don't have nearly enough. Now that we figured out that the phone stand fits nicely in the bathtub, we can do as many as I want, right? Yep, just use the GoPro. You're gonna have to teach me how to do that. But yeah, I can do that. Long views of bath bombs slowly dissolving, giving them a little assistance when needed to stay in frame. Okay. Not enough glitter on that one's leg. Let's check my glitter levels here, because we might be getting low. I've been using this guy a lot lately. Nope, we still have a good amount. These things seem to run forever. Oh, it's okay. I have another pound of this glitter in the closet. We'll be fine. Paintbrushes. Yeah. When I first started buying colorants and fragrance oils and stuff, I'd buy it in just enough to make one batch, because that's kind of all I was thinking about at the time. Now I buy some things by the pound, some things by the gallon, some things by the big tub or jar, and it just makes it easier to have it on hand, so that I'm not waiting 2 to 3 weeks every time I have a new idea, especially with some of the more common fragrance oils we use. It gives us a lot more freedom to, or gives me a lot more freedom to create faster. Plus, it's fun to just pull out a 2-pound bag of glitter every so often and be like, look what I have. Okay. Just put enough glitter on it to make the entire bathtub one big piece of glitter when you drop it in. Yep. That, I do have some bath bombs where I have it, well, these ones, the glitter is mixed into it and then sprayed on top of it. So this one has a lot. You will definitely notice it. but Lush used to have one that was just rolled in glitter when it was wet, and it would leave glitter everywhere. It was beautiful, though. It was beautiful gold glitter. I have painted a lot with glitter so that you get a lot of it and make it adhere really well. But spritzing them down with the glitter works really well too. Okay. I like these smaller paints because it's just nice to have an easy paint every so often. I like the bigger ones too, where it's more in depth because the final product just looks so good, but these easy ones are nice. Especially after a month of big paints, like the potion bombs and everything. It's okay, mushrooms are next. Yes, indeed, mushrooms are next. Mushrooms are going to be interesting. Lots of ground to paint there, but we'll get through it. I definitely over alcoholed my white, but that's okay. Alcohol evaporates. And it seems to be doing a pretty good job so far. Spritz you with the glitter as you walk past. Go. Pah. So much glitter. All right. Painty, 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 painty. So, as I was saying when we pressed these, I really want the Mario Party team to take a note from the Mario Kart team and start working on more maps. Give some more longevity to the game, because we like the maps that they have, but there's 4, maybe 5 maps, and they're very focused on, oh, you get to play more mini games. I'm like, that's fun, but it's way more fun to do the mini games in the map. So give us more maps so that we can play more and try new things more. Just one new map occasionally. Mario Kart team does 8 new maps occasionally. Just one. I'm not picky. There's been so many versions of Mario Party. You can do what Mario Kart's doing and recycle. It's Nintendo, though. Sometimes they're allergic to good business decisions. Yeah, indeed they can be. But a girl can always dream, right? You just want to play more Mario Party because it's so much fun. I've been playing Mario Party since I was in 1st grade. Yeah, Nintendo just had a direct today. Fire Emblem has a bunch of DLC coming out. Games have been out for 2 months? Yeah. Just put a couple of bored millennials in a room and let them come out with more Mario Party content. Can't be that hard. They used to spit out a new Mario Party game every 9 months? We go bankrupt if we keep letting people emulate games we no longer support ourselves. Well, we're gonna start emulating or creating our own Mario Party maps. Wouldn't that be fun to be able to create your own Mario Party map? That would be a great idea. Like the Super Mario Maker, but specifically Mario Party maps. I need to start making a little bit more room because my thing is full. And more room will help. Beautiful. I have so many evil Mario Party ideas. Yes, but then you get cease and desist letters. Yeah, but like, what if they did like a Mario Party game, but it was like Super Mario Maker, where you can make your own levels. So you have like certain rules you have to follow. Like you have to have certain things. But then of course a free-for-all mode where you can like make anything you want. And it'd be really cute and really fun. One of the reasons I really like Mario Party not as opposed to, but in addition to just memories that have been built around it, but it was like one of the first games that, as someone who did not play games, was not encouraged to play games or anything like that. We're about 10 minutes away from an ad break. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But as someone not encouraged to play games or not encouraged to try gaming and stuff like that, Mario Party was like the first game that was really accessible to me. And like, I didn't feel stupid for trying. Like, I remember distinctly in college, I had a boyfriend that my boyfriend and his friend were playing Call of Duty, and I was doing that awkward college girlfriend thing of just sitting on their bed letting them play. And I'm like, hey, I want to play. Can I play? And they're like, okay, sure, you can have the next round. And they handed me the controller, and I asked them, okay, I haven't played this game before, so which button is the trigger and which one's the camera, just to kind of like figure out what I'm doing as the game's like about to start. They're in like live servers and not some tutorial, which they probably should have done. And they both rolled their eyes like, how do you not know? And then took the controller back and didn't let me play. And I was like, what the fuck? Well, now I'm not even gonna ask anymore. And yeah, there's a reason we're not together anymore. That was definitely a factor. Everyone should be able to game. Don't gatekeep your Call of Duty game. And the code for these games, the only thing that separates the two games is a single flag in the code. It means if you hacked the game and changed the flag, you get the other version. So you could buy a brilliant diamond, swap out one flag, and have a shining pearl. Huh. Interesting. I was gonna say 4chan discovered that, but I don't know. Maybe. They've done a lot of things. Oh, the depths of the internet that they think that they are, and at times can be. Having been part of the Brony community, I am quite familiar with 4chan. Oh, yes, indeed. I wouldn't say I was a prominent member of the Brony community, but I was prominent enough that one time I was at a convention and I was dressed up as my character, and we had to go from one side of town to another, and there was like a shuttle bus and that would take you across town in order to get your check-in at this one hotel, because for some reason the convention center and the hotel were not next to each other. They were like across town. So they had this shuttle bus, and I'm waiting in line for the shuttle bus, and these two guys and I strike up a conversation. Of course, they're trying to be like bro dudes with their like anime sword strapped to their back and be like, "You're a My Little Pony fan?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am a My Little Pony fan. Whatever. Don't be douches about it." But as we are traveling across the city in this group, multiple people at multiple stops like, "Oh my god, it's Red Heart, it's you," and taking photos with me and saying hi to me, like knowing me on a personal basis. And these guys are like slowly realizing, like, wait a second, are we with one of the guests or something, or one of the community leads? And they got a lot nicer as the whole trip went on. And by the end, they're like, "Yeah, give us your stuff." And we ended up having lunch at the cafe at the hotel. And they're like, "So are you like big in the Brony community?" I'm like, "No, with the San Francisco chapter at the time, I was. But that was just a very small chapter that threw a very failed convention the next year. So I was in while it was popular." But there was lots of 4chan bronies and army bronies that were in our group, because we had a couple of military bases, and so I took some military bronies up to Apple Hill, which is a place in California where you buy apples and pick apples and all that, and they totally lost their minds over how good real apple cider is. And so there's my big contribution to the Brony community, introducing them to actual oh yes, army bronies. I had 3 army bronies and a marine brony spend the night at my house, and I will tell you, they are hilarious drunk. I, at the time, and still do, but they're in a box now, had a collection of vintage hats, like weird hats. And I, for a long time, had a series of photos of them very drunk trying on all my fancy British hats, and it was very funny. But yeah, military bronies, there's a big amount of them, a really surprisingly big amount of them. I guess when you're lonely, you're lonely. Hello, Weirdness Master, you have come to the right place. You're, for some reason, have gotten onto the topic of my broniness. I still like My Little Pony. I've not seen the new stuff. I like the 5th gen. Or 4th gen? 4th gen. I think it is. The one that, what's-her-face, Lauren Faust did. She was fantastic. Very nice person. Until people started getting weird. And I don't blame her, because people got weird pretty quick. Alright, cleaning off of our brushes. And then we're going to move on to painting mushrooms. I think it was Zulu who actually led me to your channel. Aw, thanks, Zulu. I love how you guide people to us. Alright. So, I have mushrooms. We are making mushrooms now. I have so much glitter. I'm gonna actually brush up some of this glitter before I continue because there's just so much. So much glitter. And we're just gonna scoop that back into our little glitter container. Oh, there's now some glitter on this mushroom, but that's okay. But now my fingers are absolutely covered in glitter. So we're gonna wipe this to the side, go rinse my fingers off real quick, and then we'll get to painting mushrooms. Oh, so much glitter. Beautiful. We're just going to use a little bit of alcohol to wipe up the rest of this. Significantly less glitter now. Alright. Of course, dude, I always look for soap makers because indie makers usually don't have whatever makes store-brand soap lather or something. Whatever is fragrance soap that doesn't break me out usually. So I'll bet you that compound that you're reacting to is called SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. It's present in a lot of manufactured soaps because it increases that lather and bubble, but it can also be present in some shampoos. So if you ever get like head or back acne, that can be a thing too. All right. Those mushrooms are kind of tall compared to the Mario mushrooms. I didn't catch any of that. Oh, glitter in the lungs. Oh, gross. So the chemical that they add to commercial soap to make them more bubbly is usually a chemical called sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS. And a lot of brands, thankfully, are starting to get away from it because it is a known skin irritant. And a lot of companies are moving over to SLAS, which I am not going to attempt to pronounce, but that's what we use in our bath bombs. And it is a much gentler version that doesn't have that same effect. And if you are sensitive to sodium lauryl sulfate, check your shampoo because it can be in a lot of shampoos too. All right, so mushrooms. Going back to what Diekiller said, yes, these mushrooms are taller than Mario mushrooms. However, we do want to avoid some copyright issues occasionally. And we also are kind of limited in our mold selection for like really good molds. Plus, then this mold becomes more versatile and we're able to use it with other themes and stuff. Because we could do cute cottagecore themes or other stuff like that. So, let's see. This one is a red one. So let's go into our red and see how this paints. This is not one I typically use as a paint, so this will be interesting. Oh, good. It doesn't bleed, which was my biggest concern. Not too bad. It's smooth. It's a little smoother than the mica paint. So I'll give it that for sure. But we'll see how evenness and coverage turns out. It's feeling a little thick despite being pretty watered down. So I'm going to add a little bit more alcohol because it has been sitting for a little bit. See if watering it down a little bit changes much. No, but it does feel like it flows better. So I'm going to keep it a little thinner. Got our little mushroom dots together. So I was talking with one of my friends the other day, and we were talking a little bit about Ren Fair as I was buying a dress for a wedding that we did, and the wedding that we went to, and I bought a green dress, and I was saying, I really want to be a mushroom at Renfest next year because I saw so many really cute mushrooms, but now that I'm wearing a green dress, I kind of want to be a frog. And then she had the brilliant idea, why don't you go as a frog and make Zulu dressed up as the mushroom, and you could be a little frog fairy with her little mushroom. And I'm like, I love it. Absolutely love it. So, Zulu, you get to pick what kind of mushroom you're going to be, and I will make you the costume. And I will be a frog, and it will be wonderful, right? On the topic of Mario, what do you think of Chris Pratt voicing him? I think that in general, I think that we should go back to using voice actors and stop putting celebrities in every animated film, because while many of them do a good job, I think that voice actors do a better job. And I miss some of the range that we used to get from different voice actors, and sometimes the character, once you know what celebrity is voicing them, you kind of lose the character and you just hear or see the actor, and that, I feel like we lose that with using celebrity actors for everything. Not bad, little mushroom. I think I like it. I think that's what we're gonna go with. Where's another red mushroom? Here we go. I remember seeing a thing where they were scared about the story being leaked, so they weren't doing live VAs, and instead they're calling in their lines or something. That's weird, but I guess these studios spend so much on these things now. No! It broke. I saw the little crack and like, that doesn't go all the way through, does it? But no, it does. And it is dead. And so sad. Well, I'm not going to bother painting it because it's dead and it's mine now. And as much as I like pretty things, I don't need it to be that pretty. Alright. Let's grab another one here. That's a green one. That's a red one. Red, red, red. Alright. Oh, does this one have a crack at the neck too? What the hell? Ugh. Sometimes these top-heavy molds do this, and I am not happy. Well, here's another one. I broke it. Well, I guess I'll get to test out if they leak or not. Well, the way I want them to. This one has survived. And it's a red, so we'll go with this one. This was a brand new mold. This is my first time using it, so oh, that's a pretty clean break. I guess I could glue them back together with some cocoa. I'm gonna paint unbroken ones first and see how far we get. If a lot of them are broken, then we'll readdress the issue. Focusing as I paint the little dots. There are some molds that I've bought them. I thought they were going to be great, but they have such severe weak points that I just hate using them. And because the effort and the amount that actually survive to the end isn't great, so that's one of the reasons that I'm not painting the other ones, even though I could glue them back together. We use a little bit of cocoa butter, which is the same stuff that goes into the bath bomb as a binding agent in the first place, so it's just adding a little extra. But there's no point in gluing all of them back together. At some point, you got to cut your losses. And so right now we're 50-50, and that's not a great sign. So we'll see how that ends up. Overall, I really like the look of them, though. I think we are on the right path. And sometimes I'll make them, and like I have mermaid tails. Let me know when you're ready, Sis Smart. In just a minute. I have a mermaid tail mold that cracks about 50% of the time. And I haven't picked it back up because I find it frustrating and I have to have some enjoyment in my craft, I guess. But anyway, let's look at some art. Ooh, pretty. Very nice. Really good capturing on the faces. I was never that good with faces. That's always one of the hard parts, you know? Are those slip covers the holographic, or are you painting on holographic? Or I guess that would be iridescent. Sorry, I of course go right for the shiny thing. They're hollow transfer sheets. Oh, I might need to get some of those. They're so shiny. I recognize a couple of these characters. Admittedly, I'm not very versed on anime characters, but I do recognize a few and they look really good. Being a menace. Up to over there. Alright, that's a green one. I need another red one. That's a green one. That's a green one. There's a red one. Lift it up. It's not broken! Did I just break it? Possibly. These are still damp. We did these a week ago? I bumped it and I think I broke it. I can kind of lift it up. So I'm going to say that I didn't. And we'll probably glue these back together. Because I made them this far. Even if I just glue them together once. We'll see if the Mario mushrooms come back for the convention circuit. They were easy pressing, but drying. But again, we've had a very moist week, and maybe we have found the limit of our dehydrator. Okay, I've not seen Owl House yet. Yeah, I've been meaning to see Owl House. I had a patient come in today with a shirt, and then there's a fan comic of it on Imager that's super cute. Painting circles is weird and hard. They're going to be dropping the next season of Demon Slayer. When are they going to be? Yes, I adore that. Cult of the Lamb. I'm in the painting zone and not following the chat for a minute as I finish this. But I'm also doing well. Alright. Alright, that alcohol's evaporating pretty fast right now. Add a little more in. All right. I have been in several cults, but I own it and I adore it. It's super playable for me. It's not about the cults that you were in, it's about the friends that you had to sacrifice along the way. Okay, this one has survived fully. They apparently like to be pinched instead of lifted, and they don't want you to touch their stem. So we're going to go with that. So far, we have still a 50% survival rate. Yeah, I'm more the cozy game type. I loved Animal Crossing, but then again, it came out at like the perfect time, and I got to hang out with a friend that I've never met in person, and just it was the thing that the world needed during the pandemic, and I put like almost 500 hours into it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna reset my island, and I hated it, and I never should have done that because my first island was adorable. And I've never rebuilt my second island to that level. But anyway, that's okay. Now I've got the Disney's Dreamlight, which is basically a mobile game, but for the Switch. I don't mind a mobile game. I like the characters because they're all Disney characters. But, you know, it could be a little better. My main game is The Sims, of course. the classic of cozy games. But I have followed a account on Instagram that's been suggesting other cozy games to me, and there's a couple that are like, I might have to try that out in my infinite free time. I prefer games like Legend of Zelda, Pokemon Stardew Valley, Silent Hill, Persona. That's quite the range of things. I used to play Animal Crossing. My town looked nice until I kind of flattened it for fruit production. I don't have the patience to breed flowers or do too much fruit production, but I like the traveling in the islanders and the stuff like that. So the update with the decorating houses where I didn't have to buy all the furniture, that was kind of fun. I've enjoyed that one. I still go back to it occasionally. I also had a villager who was a unicorn. My dream, I have a bunch of goats. I have Chivray, which is a wonderful pun of, would it be a pun to call a goat Chivray because it's goat cheese? So basically her name is Cheese, which is adorable. She's really cute. And then I had Sherb for a little while, who was another goat. And then I had Meringue, who is a rhino, but she's made out of strawberry shortcake. And she was adorable. I really want Flora, who is a flamingo. But I have yet to encounter her. And I had a couple of the octopuses. I had the one that was a takoyaki. He was cute. New Leaf was my introduction. I kept it up for 3 years straight. My favorite unicorn was Julius the unicorn. Yeah, Julius is in New Horizons. I started with New Horizons. My friend, my good friend, was in New Leaf, and she's a big influence as to why I got New Horizons. So we played that together a lot during the pandemic because I got furloughed, which is also when I started the soap business. So kind of once I started the soap business, the oh my god, my brain. The Animal Crossing kind of started to fade off a little bit, but good problems. Lots of things to do. I like being busy with my hands. My job's very hands-on. It's how I focus myself, really. Amazing what can come from being bored. Yes, it is amazing what can come from being bored. I remember well before the pandemic, my father injured himself in a way that he could not do all of his job and he couldn't do any of his hobbies for 2 months. And in that period of time, he remodeled his office, decided he did not like it, and remodeled it back to the original. Got multiple tickets for talking while driving because he was in this big arm sling splint thingy, and you could like see him hold his phone to his face from space, but he's a doctor, so he always got away with it. He's like, I'm on the phone with the hospital. Like, you don't work at the hospital. What are you talking about? But anyway. He got to the point where he was changing so much stuff at work and at home just so he had something to do that he was driving all of us crazy. And his employees would call my mom and be like, can you come up with something for him to do at home? And she's like, he's already redesigned the backyard, so no, I have nothing else for him to do. We have to find something else collectively. I think they like redid their closet. My father's ADHD is productive ADHD, but cannot sit still, cannot take a break. So he did lots Lots and lots and lots. And as soon as his arm was good again, he was back to golf and all of his old hobbies that he couldn't do while he was brokey. What color are you? Do we have any reds left, or did I break them all? Alright, it looks like we're moving on to green, and we're going to see if green held up better than red. For a quick analysis, though, there is no red in the broken section. So it's not the color that made them break. So that's a progress. The last time we did a self-color embed, it expanded and caused problems. So let's see what green's gonna do for us. I get the slightly sinking feeling that this green is gonna be really dark. So I may actually go ahead and mix the white in with it. Oof, that's dirty. We'll go back to this guy. So let's see, we'll paint the first one, get this all mixed up, because I see the yellow separated out. Well, that's not bad. That's not too bad at all. Definitely wait for the sale. Might look for a sale or something. Yeah, this is the perfect shade of green. It's even better than the red was. Though the red darkens a lot when it dries, and then when it gets in the water it lightens a lot, so it kind of evens out. When I was in high school, we went to a very religious high school, and had a bunch of problems and stuff, just in general, with rules and feeling the need to be rebellious, but also, like, having been so sheltered, didn't really know how to be rebellious. So after high school, a bunch of us, for some reason, thought that hanging out at the local, like, adult toy store was, like, super edgy, and, like, getting any pantyhose or stuff from them, even just, like, if they were, like, normal. It was so edgy and so dark or whatever that we were trying to be at the time, that was, like, a regular hangout for us. Because, you know, you're 18, there's not a whole lot of places that you're, like, allowed to go at 18 as an adult, even though you're definitely not an adult yet. So that was, like, the cool place to be. And I remember we would just walk around for, like, an hour and look at everything, because it was just all so foreign and crazy. And one time we were going through just vats, and I'm talking, like, those blue 50-gallon buckets that were displaying all the different weird condoms that they had. And there was this one brand, and they're still around. They're pretty good. So if you're looking for a condom recommendation, one brand is really good. But at the time, they had, like, a promotion where you could, like, basically put any art on their packaging, and they would, like, do a small run of it. And so somebody submitted a Mario mushroom and aligned it so that the logo was the one condom and then one up. And I thought that was the funniest thing, so I bought it, just the singular condom, and carried it around like I was going to do something with it, even though I was definitely not. And I carried that thing around for a couple of years before I realized that, oh, condoms have an expiration date, and had to throw it away. But I thought I was so cool. But to be fair, it was pretty good branding because, you know, it's a condom that says 1UP. Yeah. I'm still thinking it's clever. That got a lot darker. It looks really dark on camera. It's not quite that dark up close. Like, it looks almost black. There you go. That's more of a real color. Yeah. That's more what it looks like in person. I'm gonna set it back down gently. And I'm gonna mix some of this green into this white just to see what I get. And maybe vice versa. Lighten it up just a little. But then again, these colors are photosensitive, and so they're gonna get lighter naturally in time. So maybe that's what I need to focus on. You have red on you, but you are green. No! It's not fully cracked. But it's cracked. God damn it. I'm not liking this bath bomb so far. These are frustrating. At least they're cracking now and not after I paint them. I was thinking this one with the slightly squished top would be my tester, but now I have other testers. You don't have a crack. You're gonna be fine. One, two, three. Three have cracked. 6 have worked. But one of the 6 has two of the 6 have the start of a crack. They just haven't separated. So we are sitting at potentially 5 and 4. So this is not going in this mold's favor. But we will see. Because it is an easy paste back because it's a nice clean straight line. Sometimes, especially with rounds, they don't always paste back together well. But I don't want to continue using a bomb knowing that I'm going to have to keep re-gluing them each time because that's just frustrating. Now, these do feel a little damp still, just probably because of the weather. So doing them late when it's not like raining for 2 weeks may have a difference. And I will try that out. But so far, yeah, not looking great for this mold. Oh no. The Lich or the DM. That gift was worth it in the end. I missed it. Because someone here's working. Me. It's me. Okay. I like it a little better now that I've added just a little white to it. Don't worry, it was a West March server, so it was part of the story. The guy is Lorch and some really strong Lich. Huh. Alright, painting right along. Well, at this rate, since we have so many cracked, and we'll check the last 3 to see if they've cracked too, we only have 3 left, so we'll get to cutting shortly. I've seen all sorts of tips on molds like this where they have a weak point, where they're like, oh, pack it firmer, no, pack it softer. I don't know. I don't know. This is one of the frustrating parts about bath bombs. Because you don't know until you do, and then you could have lost hours or days worth of work. It's one of the reasons why we use the backboards, because it's very delicate while they're fully drying, but once they're dry, they're usually pretty solid. So, who knows? Oh, so speaking of mess ups, for those of you who were here for our Monday stream, you may have heard me complaining that 2 of the soaps were not behaving as expected. They were taking forever to set, all sorts of problems, yada, yada, yada. Well, I reflected upon everything, and especially since as we went to bed after the stream, noticed that there was some oil separation. Now, oil separation can mean a lot of things. For me, in the past, it has always meant oil weeping, which is where you have typically a fragrance oil or some oil that for some reason just feels like it doesn't want to get along with the others for a little bit and decides to try and like sweat on the top of your soap. Usually that gets reabsorbed through the saponification process and goes wet. Well, come morning, what I thought was sweat was now still pooled oil or not fully absorbed oil. And that means that something went wrong with the lye mixture. Now, when I was mixing the lye mixtures for that day, I accidentally overpoured a little bit on one lye. So I combined 2 of them together to go up to the amount that I was supposed to add and not burn anyone's skin off with lye. But I think that I accidentally so I'm supposed to, in that case, instead of putting 144 grams of lye into the mixture, I was supposed to do 288. And upon reflection, I'm pretty sure that I did 188 instead of 288, which would put me 50 grams of lye short on each of those bars, which would account for why those oils were not being turned into soap. So, upon realizing that, I discarded those bars because they are not usable soap. And I could have turned them into soap using either hot process or secondary process, but I've tried that once and failed miserably, and I didn't feel like risking it on these soaps. Plus, you lose all color and design when you do that. So, last night I redid both of those and fixed the problem, and they have survived, so we'll be cutting the remakes today. But wanted to share that I made a mistake. And it's not an uncommon mistake for people to make, but it is the first time I've made it, so I was beating myself up over it, like, wow, how could I be so stupid? Like, there's 3 ingredients you need to make soap, and I messed up, like, the one that makes it soap. So, that was fun. This one does not have a crack line. So I have hope for it, but I'm not going to pick it up. I am not going to tempt fate. I am going to paint it and let it continue to dry, just in case for some reason it's just not dry. Which after a week it should be, which is why we wait a week. But who knows anymore. forming in this one. I see the very thin hairline fracture in this one. I don't see it going down any further, but who knows at this point. I'm going to be very gentle with it when I move it. But yeah, things are not looking good for this mold. This is one of the newer molds from the company. Sometimes they rework them, so I may ask in the Facebook group for them if anyone else has had issues with it, but I don't know. Could be a lot of factors, and we'll figure that out. Spend a little time debugging the whole process and see what we can find. Last one, because as I said, I am not going to paint the broken ones. I'm going to test on them though. But this one has a crack on the front, but not the back. But when I let go, it starts to spread. To paint it or to not paint it? I mean, at this point, they're pretty much all broken. If I paint this one, then I'll have an even 5 and 5. So I'm just going to do that. And then we'll see from there. And probably not use this mold again. Might look into some other mold makers for a mushroom mold. Because I am displeased. Usually these molds are pretty good. Oftentimes it's human error. I may try them one more time. See if maybe I wasn't packing the center enough, or packing the center too tight, or various other iterations of those two options. But we'll figure it out, or we will get a better Mario mushroom. If you've heard engravings, the only reason I wanted a piano-style instrument was so I could hit people with it and do the key slam thing. That's fun. I've always done stringed instruments when I play a bard, primarily because I also like archery, and I haven't had the opportunity to, but I'd love to, like, in a moment of panic, turn my lute or my harp into a bow. But I have not had the opportunity. But also, next time I play, I still want to go down the bard path, but I want to take the necromancer path, because yes, why not? Dark bard is fun bard. Alright, we have painted bath bombs, despite their protests. Lute strings do not make good bow strings, better just use it as a club. Why not both, Zulu? Why not both? You have to be resourceful when you're out in the wilderness. Grim's been a quiet boy tonight. I think he's been sleeping on the job. Alright, well, these don't need backboards because they're broken, and that's what the backboards are for. So I'm just going to plop them wherever they fit. In fact, I'm going to separate them out too. Because if you could not tell, I am not pleased. But also, I'm going to squish this one and see if it's actually dry or not. It is not dry. It is almost dry. But I think that's the humidity having gotten to it. So, that's interesting. Because it should not crumble that easily. And I thought the stars felt a little soft. Sometimes really cold weather can really massively affect how they dry. Luckily, I don't need to package these for another week. So, we'll see where they end up. Yep. Alright guys, I am going to move these back to the dry room, which they clearly need. And then we will clear up this a little bit and cut some soap because I'm really excited to cut into that Miles Morales Leap of Faith soap. I really think it turned out amazing. So, we shall see. I will be back in a second. Zulu, if you need to run an ad, I guess you can, but I don't know if you need to because I think you did recently. But that's okay. Either way. Alright, I will be right back. Yeah. All right. Must resist temptation to make a large pile of white powder jokes. Come on in here, Zulu. Come in here and snort it. I dare you. Citric acid loves mucous membranes. Are you sure? It'll clear out those sinuses, I promise. Forever. Maybe also don't snort the glitter. All right. Let's get this out of here. Give it a quick rinse. It's all back on powder today. And we'll bring it back out. Even though there's some moisture on the other side, so we're going to get some foaming. But that's okay. You can ingest anything at least once. You can. This is true. Some things are unintentional lifetime supplies, though. All right. Let's get our cutter out. Our last cut was the rose soap, so this needs a little bit of attention. Oh darn, the sand's back on my mat. Little bit of a stick to scrape out there. So I'm thinking about getting some protective sleeves for my arms. And one of the color options is either like a green screeny color or blue screen color. And I'm thinking about getting them. but I don't know if you guys will be responsible with that kind of power. So, we shall see. Maybe can make that a challenge of some sort at some point. Alright. I feel like this has been cutting crooked a little bit, so we're going to tighten my bolt here. Better. Okay. Let's do it. We're going to start off with the most to the least basic. So, most basic, obviously, we're going to start with the UT soap, which looks super brown on camera, but I promise it looks like burnt orange in person. Irresponsible. I don't even know the definition. Zulu, you are the definition. Yeah, the color correction is good, but it loses some other stuff. Ah, look at that crisp line. So shiny, so light. A little sticky on the inside, it's only a day old, but that's okay. We're all a little sticky on the inside. Look at that. Nice crisp line. Nice definition. That leather and orange really blends well. The leather's a little heavier this time, but that works out because we're getting out of having our rawhide. But the orange kind of mellows it a bit, lightens it up. Not as heavy and offensive as the leather alone could be. It does look like a loaf of bread. You're right, Disc-Killer. Some weird bread when you slice into it, but from the top, it definitely looks bready. Nice and smooth. I didn't do much with the top. Want to leave it kind of plain because we are not a UT family. We are an Aggie family. It tastes like I'm eating a candle. Yeah, it probably would. Actually, a candle might taste better than soap, especially if you're using like a coconut oil candle. Got a little bubbly, so we've got some bubbles in there, but that is okay. Bubbles are not bad. They're just not always aesthetic. Maybe don't eat candles either. There are some candles that are made to be eaten. The beef tallow candle, which is just beef fat in a candle, actually looks really good. And then you dip bread in it, or butter candles, or oil candles, like olive oil candles. But if you're going to eat a candle, please make sure it is marked that is for eating. I mean, certain crayons are delicacies among certain military branches, if you believe the memes. All right. Let's bring in our next one. As in like certain brands or certain colors. So the brand preferred is, of course, Crayola. But even among Crayola, there are better and worse. The mac and cheese apparently is pretty good. Pretty much any of the ones with like food names. So, all right. So this is our U of H soap, so University of Houston. Their colors are red and white. Seeing a little discoloration in the white. I didn't account for that with some of the new fragrance I put in, but that is okay because it is always an adventure. I have a piece of glitter stuck on the side here that doesn't want to come off, even though we didn't use this glitter on here. There we go. There is always the risk with black or white and red soaps to make it a meat soap, but I don't think it's quite a meat soap. Not quite. But yeah, the top does kind of look like bacon. But it smells like cedar and ginger. Ooh, there's some good swirls in that one. I love the little fine line curly Q ones. Beautiful coloration. The color's a little better when I bring it into the light. I'm just bringing it up here where the light isn't, because the light is lower for some reason. I have that thing where you only see faces and things, and that one looks scary. But the soap is watching you. It's gonna look at you and watch you and make sure that you're bathing. Oh, I thought that extended more, but I guess not. Maybe I need another weirdly expensive lamp. I very much like how this one turned out. I love a good in the pot swirl. It's such a simple design. You just pour it all into one pot and pour it out, but it really creates such beautiful shapes. It tells you a lot about like fluid dynamics and how it just interacts with each other. That could be something interesting to discuss with science on one of these swirl soaps. But you can see every bar is going to be a little different. Every bar is going to be influenced differently by how it pours and levels out. So it should be interesting. Ooh, that one looks really cool. This side almost reminds me of like Maui's tattoos from Moana. Ooh, got some spirals. Love that we didn't get too clumpy with the red. That can happen sometimes where it just makes too many big blobs. We've got a nice blend of fine lines and thicker lines. Ooh, and really marbled at the end. That looks really cool. Such a difference, just an inch. You get hugely different sides. And so as you use it, that image changes. Not as deliberately as some of our soaps where we make it change, but it does as you go. All right, moving on. Let's cut our Aggie soap. So Aggie, this is our Farmer's Fight, which is based off all of these soaps are named after the fight songs for each school. I went to art college, so I don't get it, but hey, whatever. But this is the school that Zulu went to, so this holds a special place in our home. So we put a little more into it. As you'll notice, it's the only one that's gilded. There we go. Ah, it's so good. So this is a blend of mahogany and Merlot. And we do a scraper on it. This is the end piece, so it's not the perfect one. But it just gives a little definition and a little elegance to it. Shiny mustard. It's gold dust. So shiny. But there we go. There's our proper scraper. Little filigree there. Nice and prim and proper. And I saw you try and take that image, but totally missed me. I'll hold this one longer for you. Holding forever. There we go. You're making me hungry with all your food comparisons. I had a whole 3 bites of dinner before starting this, so it's sitting on the counter waiting for me. But we're almost done, so we'll be fine. Looks so good. I love that little line from the cake scraper. It's just subtle, but very pretty. A little more refined, a little more elegant than just the diagonal line or the wild and crazy swirls. A little more uniform, but I think that fits with the school with a military past. So, well, military present as well, I guess. So it'll be nice to have these back this year. People get really excited when they see a soap based off of their school. And so it's nice to be able to provide that little perk for people. We always get requests for other schools. I'm waiting until I get like 10 requests for the same school before I add another school. Because if I have somebody like, I'll buy every bar, and then sure, I'll do Rice University or LSU, or hell, if somebody wants to pay me, I'll make any school into a soap. Just let me know who you want, what you want it to smell like, and I will design it, and it'll be beautiful. And then you have something to wash yourself with when they lose the big game, so you can wash off the sadness. Last bar there. Looking absolutely gorgeous. Very happy with how these turned out. But now, let's be honest, we're going to the main event. Next year, with enough growth, we'll hold a competition of some kind to determine the 4th school for that year. Yeah, if we're in a good place, we can definitely do that. For sure. Alright, guys. So, back to our convention circuit soaps. I have our soap that we're going to call Leap of Faith. So this soap is based off of the scene from Into the Spider-Verse, where Miles jumps off the building. It's this scene as in the GIF. And we combined an old technique and a new technique, so we will see if it does what I want it to do. And I'm really excited and kind of nervous because this is a advanced technique, but I'm kind of an advanced soaper, so ooh, I like it so far. I'm not going to let you guys see though, because it's the end piece, and the end piece is never the real thing. Okay. Oh, this smells so good. So this is scented in Fresh Fallen Rain. A little soft. Oh my god. It did it. It worked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it worked out so well. See, so it's upside down. So this is the cityscape with the lights and everything, and that's him jumping, falling. Oh my god, it turned out so good. I am so happy with that. Yes. That is everything I could have hoped for. Maybe I need to recreate more movie scenes as soap. Man, it's a little sticky inside. Oh, that looks so good. As far as pulling off the drop technique, I don't think I quite got it. But my stuff was thickening up on me. Maybe. We have so many soaps to do for the convention circuit. I have so many to do. We're probably going to have a week where we power through a bunch. Coming up soonish. But I like that it's not a full teardrop, that is like this abstract shape, because I think that represents Miles even better. Raid! Miss Gen X, welcome in! Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the raid. You guys have come just in time. We just cut into our Leap of Faith soap, which is based off of Into the Spider-Verse, and is supposed to represent the leap that Miles does from the building. Oh my god, this is the best one yet. So we have the inverted skyline and Miles jumping, and it looks so good. I'm so happy with this. I think if I went with a looser fragrance oil, I think I could have gotten the drop, because I definitely got the rise. So I got that part of it. But definitely a different fragrance oil, so it's not as lumpy. And something that pours a little smoother, so we're getting even on both sides. Aw, thank you so much, May. I got my order and did a small unboxing on stream. They saw the stuff. I'm so happy with it. I'm so glad you're happy with it. I can't wait for you to try it out. Tell us how you feel with the products when you use them. Let us know, because we love hearing from everybody. But I'm so glad it got to you safely. Oh, it just turned out so good. I'm glad that I piled up the extra soap on top, because it really lends to the cityscape. Otherwise, it would just be kind of too small to really tell that it's supposed to be like buildings. I'm sure there's a lot of people who won't get it, but that's okay. They don't have to, because we do. Aw, thank you for coming down. Was telling Chad I had to make sure we got in here before you ended. Yes! I'll show you everything that we've cut. So this is our last cut for the night. But this is the best cut, and it's amazing. I am so happy with this. And that fresh rain smell. It's so good. It's like really, really mild laundry smell. But also wet grass and wet pavement. But it turned out really good. So happy with it. Miles laundry smell. Of course. That turned out so good. I am so happy with that. That makes up for all of our bath bombs biting the dust. because that's just so much better. Oh my god, I'm so happy. So, I'm going to pull from the middle on everybody. We've got our Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales. Miles Morales is inspired Leap of Faith. Absolutely turned out amazing. And then we have, for our collegiate collection, we have Texas A&M. It's a little darker on camera than it is in person, but this is a scent that will discolor darker, so I made it lighter intentionally so that it darkens a little bit as it goes. Where's my favorite one? There's my favorite one. We have our U of H soap. This is my favorite bar. I might keep this one. It's really pretty. This is for the University of Houston, and it smells like spiced ginger, lemongrass, and cedarwood. It's so good. And then, of course, our UT soap, which looks much more orange in person, I promise, for anyone out there who cares about UT. And yeah, these are the 4 soaps that we've made this week. They have turned out fantastic. Into the Leap of Faith is everything I could hope it would have been. At first I was a little skeptical of it. So this was originally supposed to form a teardrop, but I like that it didn't a lot better, because I feel like if it formed a perfect teardrop, you wouldn't get the kind of glitchy abstractness that it's ended up giving, which feels a lot more true to the movie and the art style. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Yeah, kind of spider-leggy, spindly teenage kid. I am so happy with this. I cannot wait to slap a label on it and show it off to people at conventions. I think it's going to be popular, especially with the new Spider-Verse movie coming out. I think it's going to do really well. I'm so happy with my first order. The box smelled divine and not overwhelming. I'm terrible with overwhelming scents, migraines. This was really nice. Yeah, I think a lot of companies focus on making really like all natural scents, and they try and do scents that are more like I hate to say naturally occurring, because our scents occur in nature, but they try and make them like you're using the botanicals themselves. And I don't like that. I don't like using botanicals in my soap. And the trying to go for more of a scent that's pleasant. I mean, soap is not going to smell like perfume on your body, so why overload it? Some of my fragrance oils are like, you can use it at 8%. 8%'s a lot. 8% is a lot. I usually stick around 3 to 5%. And even that feels like a lot sometimes, especially for people with sensitive skin and different things like that. But yeah, I'm glad that you like our level of scent. We don't want to be overwhelming. We don't want to be hugely powerful. We've got some stronger ones and some weaker ones, but that's the blend. You got to get a little bit of everything. I'll let you know when my kiddo tries the Pixel Heart. Oh, wait. Hi? Maybe? Are we still around? 100% not offensive, but just perfect. Yeah. Let me know how the kids like the Pixel Heart and the Pokeball. Tell us which Pokemon you got. I love knowing, especially now that we have really good models. The first couple of batches of Pokeballs that we got, people were like, oh, we have no idea what we got, because we didn't have a really good supplier, but we have found a better supply stream. And yeah, found some good stuff. All right, it is late. It has been a long stream. We have done lots of things, and I still haven't eaten dinner. So, Zulu, who are we raiding out to tonight? And again, May, thank you for raiding in. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you guys giving us the new follows. We are working towards 250 followers to do a giveaway for one of our Falcon soaps. And we just finished another Falcon, so we have 3 Falcons to choose from right now. And if we get it soon, we may have some more. We're going to send the love to Andy Havoc tonight. He's on a partner push, so let's help him out. Yeah, let's go on over. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's head on over to see what Andy's up to tonight and help him get to partner.